Hello and welcome to the News Radar. Israeli airstrikes have reportedly killed nearly 100 people in northern Gaza, according to the territory's Hamas-run civil defense teams. The strikes follow the deaths of more than 120 Palestinians in southern Gaza just a day earlier, marking one of the most lethal surges in the ongoing conflict. The UN's human rights chief has warned that Israel's actions could amount to ethnic cleansing. Residents in Beit Lahia and Jabalia described a heavy military assault from land, air and sea in the early hours of the morning. The Israeli military said it was targeting what it called terrorist infrastructure, but did not confirm if this marks the beginning of a broader offensive previously announced by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. There has been no breakthrough in ceasefire negotiations hosted in Qatar. Israel continues to restrict independent international access to Gaza. In Beit Lahia, a town already devastated by 19 months of war, survivors searched for loved ones in the rubble. One resident said, "We went to the south and were targeted. We came to Gaza City and were targeted again. Where should we go? Have mercy on us." Near the Indonesian hospital, a makeshift treatment center and morgue, children sat stunned after their mother was killed. "Where are the Hamas negotiators? While this happens to my mom?" one boy asked. Doctors described the latest assault as especially intense. Dr. Salah, who lost 2 nieces and a nephew in the attack, said, "My family is totally destroyed. Everyone was crying and shouting. I went to my office to cry alone." Israel says it is preparing for a new ground operation, this time with plans to retain control of any areas it seizes. Officials cite the October 7th Hamas-led attack and the ongoing captivity of 58 Israeli hostages as reasons for continuing the campaign. "This is not Israel's fault," an Israeli government spokesperson stated. "We didn't ask for this war. We didn't initiate it. This is the fault of Hamas and those who support them." But with no safe exit from Gaza, many Palestinians say they no longer believe there is anywhere safe to go. "We'll die wherever we go," one person told medical staff. "So why not die here?" International concern over the humanitarian situation is growing. For the first time, former US President Donald Trump acknowledged the dire conditions in Gaza, saying, "A lot of people are starving. We've got to take care of that." His remarks came at the end of a Middle East tour, during which he did not visit Israel, prompting speculation about a shift in tone. Aid agencies report rising hunger and disease, especially among children. A British doctor working in Gaza warned that conditions could soon resemble the 1980s Ethiopian famine. While Israel claims there is no food shortage and blames Hamas for diverting aid, a recent UN-backed report found that Gaza's entire population, over 2 million people, is at critical risk of famine. The UN's humanitarian chief urged global leaders to act, saying, "What will we tell future generations we did to stop the 21st century atrocity unfolding before our eyes?" Reactions from world leaders have grown sharper. Spain's Prime Minister described Israel as a genocidal state, a label Israel rejected. France's President Emmanuel Macron called the Gaza blockade shameful, prompting Israel to accuse him of siding with a terrorist organization. Qatar's Prime Minister described the crisis as intolerable, calling for humanitarian aid access and the release of hostages. In the US, Secretary of State Antony Blinken repeated calls for Hamas to surrender and said, "We're not immune to the suffering of the people of Gaza." President Trump echoed those sentiments, saying, "There's a lot of bad things going on." While words alone don't determine policy, shifts in rhetoric can signal changing diplomatic positions. This week, there are signs that Israel's military operations in Gaza are straining relationships even with its closest allies. We will continue to bring you new updates as more information becomes available. Stay with us for the latest updates.